Okay, well, maybe this time I got the right one. I'm sorry, this old guy screwed up on the last report. But the important thing is that you get what you possibly could use. I mean, it's silly. It must be more frustrating for you than it was for me because you got nothing you could use. So now here, I got something you could use, and this is local programs for where you're going to move to, not where you are now. Okay. First thing, kind of what I noticed is that for Chicago being a big city, there really isn't a lot of in the city, near Chicago that you're going, Chicago Heights or whatever it's called, and even in Cook County, there's not a lot of programs like there are in other cities, which surprised me for such a big city. But they load up on the state programs, so maybe that's why. So, okay, we got a list here of everything that's there. Well, not everything, and that's why there's a couple of nonprofits in here that I referred to, and they're all free to use and everything. And that's what make sure you touch base there because I worry if I got everything that is of value to you. So keep your mind open. And that's why that video, the other video, the pre-introduction video, the one before this, tells you about anybody you should contact that I send you. You have to ask about what else, is there? What other organizations or whatever? Because they'll know, because they're in the business locally versus us being outside of that area, you being outside the industry and me being outside the locale, to keep up on everything that's going. So there's little gems sometimes you pick up really can make a difference. And also the video here, if you're not, if you don't remember the last time, it's really in two parts. So I'm going to go through the first part, and it's really state and local and federal programs, and then we'll stop, and then I'm going to go upstairs, change my suit, come back downtown, down here, and do the rest of them, which is really internet stuff. This is things like peer-to-peer lending and crowdfunding and shared economy. How you can start real estate businesses for next to nothing and things like that. So it's really exciting. And all this stuff, I think, is not only so much for you could use now for the current problem, but keep it around because you could use it again and again for other problems. And particularly the second half of this, and even share it, send it to people to know other people, because if somebody gets something out of it, it makes my life worthwhile. But I got to make money to stay in business, so I can keep doing it too. So either way, if they can't afford it, send them a couple. Otherwise, tell them, I'll do a personal one for them. Okay, here's the first one. Wow, the first Home Illinois, it's called, and for only $1,000. Okay, that's right. You just have to dig in your pocket, go back to cushions, pick up the cushions on the sofa, see how much money is there, come out with $1,000, if it's from grandma or whatever, and then see if you show up with that. Say you have access to that. They'll give you a $7,500 grant for down payment and closing costs, plus a cheap mortgage, right? And you're in business. I mean, that's just amazing to me. I mean, when I bought a house, I got 25 years ago or something like that. Man, I mean, I get $20,000 or some nonsense. Anyway, that's a great program, and that's locally. So who would have known? Okay, now I got this computer. Contribute only. Here's another one, but this one instead of 7,000, it's 5,000. So that's two programs, almost the same. Why they have, maybe there's something in the fine print, they don't share with here, but that's another organization, that's doing it. Or repeat home buyers get a $5,000 grant. See, the other ones, sometimes they're for first-time home buyers, sometimes not. And remember, first-time home buyer is really if you haven't owned a home in the last 3 years. That's how it usually is. Now, it's somebody different, so always get the facts. Don't trust me. Don't trust anybody else. Who tells you what the rule is or whatever, until you get it from the horse's mouth. That's why I give you the links there to contact them directly. And in the introduction video, I tell you how you gotta contact them directly yourself. Okay, so that's for repeat home buyers. Okay, $25,000 to buy a vacated or foreclosed property. Wow, now there's a nice business to be in, right? So you go there and they give you not only down payment money, but fix up money and everything, to buy a foreclosed property. You want to go in the flipping house business, and particularly with these programs, other programs we'll run into, and actually in the internet stuff that we talk about in the second half, they're all there to help you too. Free help renting an affordable apartment. So you fix it up, put it on this service here. They rent it. Not only do they rent it, but they pay the rent for the tenants that they send you, because these are people who are struggling, so they kick in the money. So the government's going to pay you. I mean, they don't run out of money because they go down the basement and just print some. They're not like you and I. $40,000 to fix up your own home. So that's why you buy one of these houses. Ooh, I need more money to fix it up. Here's $40,000. Never pay foreclosure assistance. That's right. Never pay. This is the government. I copied it from their website there. They'll pay if you in a foreclosure potential, or you're worried about foreclosure, anything like that. Don't pay for any assistance, because you know why? The government wrote all those rules for it. So why go out and hire some consultant or some smart aleck or a lawyer or something like that, who says they're going to save your life, whatever, and they go out and learn the law for you. No, you talk to somebody who wrote the law, and they're there to help you and to show you the programs. Anybody else doing this is going to make money from you. Now that's silly. You're hurting for money. So look at this. This is a wonderful place here. $35,000 to pay overdue and future mortgage payments. You're overdue. $35,000. You can't pay in the next 6 months because you're out of work. There's money there. $50,000 to refinance your mortgage. Wow, so that means you get 50 grand. So maybe you have a mortgage at $150,000, $250,000. There's $50,000. Now that $250,000 mortgage is down to $200,000. So imagine how much cheaper your mortgage is now because somebody gave you that. Now here's another one for $100,000. You thought that $50,000 was cool. Wow, here's a I mean, that's it. You don't know to ask these. I don't know about these programs before I see them, and they blow me away. They shock me. But the details, you contact them, get the details. Grants to get your mortgage above water, same thing. Right? Same thing. So there's another program doing that. Free legal help for Cook County homeowners facing foreclosure. Legal help. Lawyers. You got a phone, you got a lawyer. These ads for lawyers. No, there's free lawyers. And again, they know the laws. They know the money programs to get you out of the problem and everything. So use them first. Call a government program to reduce your mortgage. Okay, this is another one. Anybody, you're not in trouble at all, but you still want to reduce it. Hey, here's another program. Prevent home loan scams. A lot of scams going on, particularly the crisis going on and people in trouble and mortgage trouble and all that kind of stuff. So watch that. Take a look at this website, and if you hear somebody or whatever that you think there's a scam, see, the only way scams get stopped is if people report them, because they'll just go on to the next sucker, and keep going. But then the law gets after them if they get enough complaints. So that's why you have to do like your civic duty and squeal on these bad people. Otherwise, nothing will happen. Okay, prevent home loans. Yeah. Okay, utility payment assistance from ComEd Care. Okay, this is to help you pay utility bills. Weatherization and bill payment assistance from Energy Assistance Foundation. See, there's a lot of programs to help you pay your bills. Citizen utility boards, cut your utility bills, okay? Nonprofit organizations offer free legal advice to low-income people and all seniors. Here's a whole list of nonprofits giving you free legal advice. Man, that's right. We live in the biggest, best democracy in the world, right? And most of us walk around scouring because we're afraid, somebody's going to sue us or whatever. We're doing a deal with Donald Trump and he's going to sue you. Yeah. Well, here's how to get back, because these people could put Donald Trump or anybody else out of business, because these are lawyers from the government who control them so much. Okay, free help with housing discrimination. Yeah, see, there's a lot of things you can't discriminate. Age, sex, religion, your family size, all that kind of stuff. They don't want kids here. Ugh, that could be against the law. Find out. Get the facts. Don't get hearsay. There's how. Free home buying courses. Counseling for any income. This is a place, counseling. You're a millionaire and thinking about buying a house and want to know about programs or how to do this. Call them. They're free. Your lawyer's going to charge you a bunch. Grants to pay your home heating and cooling systems, and even home weatherization. Lower your interest rate on a VA loan. That's a federal government program. Money to help, money and help to own a home for people using the voucher. So in other words, if you're getting a rent subsidized house now, you could own a house with the same money. See, You don't need down payments and all that kind of stuff. They have programs now for that. So $5,000 property tax reduction for veterans. Now here's other people that get property tax reductions. Homeowners, seniors, home improvement people, returning vets, all that kind of stuff. Get property tax. I mean, that's a lot of money you could be saving. Okay, the librarian. People don't realize the tool that is available to all of us for free. We're calling consultants, we're calling experts, and it's just knowing where the answers are to your problem, and that's what they do. Because they've heard that question before, they do it for free, they know sources in the community. Man, I mean, when I used to do this work for Fortune 500 clients, I know they could call their librarian and get it for free, but they're just too lazy. And they called me and I would charge them $100 an hour to do the same thing the librarian would do. But more important, your library, check if they have these books. Most libraries do. It's books, catalog, it's a directory, an online database, actually. That's what it is now. No more books. And what they do is identify all the foundation. These are the people who really give out grants. See, most of the money I talk is not even called grants. You know, they're loans you don't have to pay back or direct payments and stuff like that. But really, grants came from, mostly is from foundations. See, only 20% of the money that the government gives out is grant money. The rest are these other things. You don't have to pay it back, but they just don't call it grant money. See, most grant money is from these foundations. So how do you found them? See, now here you'll see 90%, look at this, where it says 140,000, foundation grant givers. These are foundations that give out grant. 90% of them don't have websites. Wow, so you think you got everything on the web? Not only can you find this stuff, it's not even there. That's why the stuff I'm showing you, you put in Google and find, you're not going to find. You're going to find it on page 87 because of your search results. Because everybody on the first 80 pages, people spending money and time trying to get your money. So the people who are doing it for free are not there. They're not visible. Here, now this is the first thing you should do is make an appointment with a housing counselor. They're free. That other place is good too. I showed you up. These are people that paid directly by the government, to do this for free, to help you. They're not going to sell you anything. They can't. It's against the law. They get money just to help you. So you're safe from not leaving by having, not leaving their office, having to leave your pants or whatever they're sweet talk you out of, and that's important. And I have videos there of the people who do this. Also remember your local county cooperative extension service help with gardening. Your local gardening store wants to sell you stuff. These people tell you about your garden and what to do, what to plant, all this kind of stuff, get rid of molds, all for free. Yeah, they spend millions of dollars studying this stuff. The other people spend all their money on marketing. But more importantly, they also have financial counseling help. And I have a video here of that service. So find out if your local one has that too. Free help for veterans. This, the Veterans County Service Center, gets twice as much money for vets than anybody else. And this is for vets' family, relatives, things like that too. So see if you're eligible to use them, because if they could get money for you, they're going to do it better than anybody else. Free professional help on any aspect of real estate that may generate income. See, a lot of people want to use real estate to generate income, or even if you want to be a freelancer living out of your house or something like that. You're worried about the problems in life that, like taxes or financial statements or technical help, legal help. They'll do it for free. That's right. Anything was involved in creating income, even as a freelancer or you're flipping houses or anything like that. These are free consultants. They don't charge a penny. They can't, but nobody knows that they're. I got videos of them that you could watch about how these people do so well. And I think it's the most important thing for people who want to make money in this country than anything else. You should know about them, because any problem that comes up, and that you don't have to hire a professional who's going to charge a lot of money. Why do that? You get it free. Okay, here, 211. Now, there's something going on a little funky in Chicago area. It seems like they're, what I'm reading is they're growing the 211 service there. It's available on the phone. 211 service is a one-stop you could call for any problem. You have health problem, you're trying to get your dental bill paid, you're trying to get, your utility bill paid, or you have any kind of little crisis, you're trying to get your sidewalks shoveled with all the snow, you can call 211. See, they keep a major database of nonprofits and government offices who do things for free. Okay, so all the money and help that they'll give you is all for free. I mean, it's just a wonderful service. But it seems like more on the phone than it is on the database itself. But keep track. I gave you a link there for a little more southern, a little more down south from Chicago area, so you can see how the database is. Right here, for the Chicago area, it's really calling that number. So you call that number and ask, there's not a database available. Just call 211, doot, doot, doot. That's it, 3 seconds. Okay, free cell phones. People don't, I'm worried that not enough people know about the free cell phone. Everybody has to live on the cell phone. It's so important, or Wi-Fi. So here are 3-4 services that give them for free. The government subsidized program. Their income determined on that, so check it out. And even look at home internet for less than $10 a month, and computers for $150. So that's important, I think, that people know. State programs, money to pay utility bills, to fix up your heating and cooling system, money to make your home more energy efficient, financial counselors for reverse mortgages. That's for old farts, been in the house like me for 30 years, and you could get a reverse mortgage where the bank gives you all the money, then the bank gets your house at the end, or some hocus pocus. But because there's so much advertising in this, that means the banks are making a bundle, and you may or may not, should have it because it just sounds good, so it's an easy sell for these people. Get consulting help. This is free consulting help. Again, what the government does is train, educate experts to help you with this. So before you start looking around for a reverse mortgage, find one of the people on this list there and contact them. They're free, and they'll help you decide if this is right for you, because there's always a downside for everything, and you're not going to hear the downside from the people making money from it. So that's the important thing. And the other thing right here is banks that put money into your bank account. I mean, banks. In other words, if you start a savings bank with them, now this is income dependent, so check it out. If you put $1 in, the government will put in like $3 or $4, $5 extra. So if you put in, $1,000, all of a sudden you have $3,000. Wow, that's $2,000, for doing nothing, just knowing about the program. Okay, Fed program. Make sure you find out if your current mortgage. If you have a current mortgage, call these people, the Hope people. They'll tell you all the government programs. They're not selling you anything. They know all the government programs to get you a better program, mortgage, and all that kind of stuff. 50% discount on homes. That's for certain people too. Find out if you're eligible for that. Homes for sale from HUD. Here's fix-up money from the federal government. And all these programs. I mean, that's just a start. I'm going to run upstairs, change my outfit. So I got to talk to you about what's going on the internet, because I think what's going on the internet now is bigger than government grants. This is just changing the whole economics of survival today, to me. It's the place that in our economy that's growing. Everything else is shrinking. This is the new place that's growing. So I want to make sure people know how to use this system, when to use it. The old system ain't going to disappear by next Tuesday. It's still going to be around, but shrink. It's sort of like radio. 50 years ago when I was a kid, radio was the only thing. Television came in, radio is going to disappear. It's still here, but just different, and not as dominate, but this other stuff has come. So that's what this internet stuff is. So come back after you maybe change too, and I'll tell you about the rest. Okay, now let me go over some of the, let's say, non-government money sources and the non-money government sources for housing. Okay, first is peer-to-peer loans. I mean, everybody knows that, the traditional loans, you go to the bank and to give them money to lend to somebody other, money, and they make a lot of money, they make middle. And if you go to the bank to borrow money, you get charged a lot. And if you go to bank to save money, you don't get much. So that's why these peer-to-peer loans that are now popping up on their website, man, I think this is going to revolutionize everything. Not overnight, but it's growing. I mean, there's billions and billions of dollars now here. And it's a place to get money with cutting out the middleman. In other words, so if you go to a bank and put in $1 or something, they're only giving you like 1% nowadays on your money. And then if you go to borrow, they're charging you 10, 12% or something like that. So now on these peer-to-peer loans, what happens is that individuals go to the website and lend money to people, but in mass, so that you get 100 people lending you $10,000 or something like that. And so they're getting 3 or 4%, and you're only getting charged like 4, 5, 6%, 7% or something like that. So that's why everybody's winning, except the fat cats on Wall Street, with the investors in the banks, and it makes it just a lot more personal and everything. So that's why I think there's a lot of reasons why this is going to grow. So I got some of the more popular ones. A lot of them, these are for businesses and things like that, for small businesses, large businesses, that people use them, individual loans. And see, what's neat about this stuff is that it's so much easier. It's faster. And also here's the banks, for community development financial institutions. These banks are banks, but they're friendly community banks, like the old ones in the movies. What was that movie with Jimmy Stewart? Where he had a little community bank and everybody was borrowing money from them, and the bank was going to go bankrupt and everybody's going to lose their house. Well, that's how these banks work. They're involved in the community. They're not invested because of they have to make people on Wall Street happy. It's the community. So that's why they're friendlier, they're nicer, they're lower interest rate. Okay, also you can make a lot of money from your home from the shared economy. I don't know if you read about this, but this is really taking over so much of our world now because of the internet. It's a way people are using the internet to do things themselves, make extra money, cut out middlemen. Nothing's traditional anymore. This is why more people are earning money, part-time on the internet and stuff like that than traditional jobs now, it seems. And that seems to be the way things are going. And they're piecing together different kinds of income. Well, now with a home, that's an asset. You become now a capitalist because you own a home or even rent an apartment or anything. You could act like a capitalist and make money from the fact that you own a home, not just your labor, or you're at a home, or you have a place. And one way is through Airbnb. I don't know if you know about this. This is like instead of hotels, people are using Airbnb. This only started like 5 years ago or so, and now they're a bigger company than any of the big hotel chains. They're probably the most valuable company. They're more valuable than any hotel chain. They're something like $50 billion now. It depends on who you count. Some have 40 or whatever. I mean, Hyatt Hotels is only like 13 billion. But see, what's interesting about Airbnb, they have only like 2,000 or 3,000 employees. Hyatt Hotel has like 130,000 employees or something like that. But Airbnb is making money for like 1 million people. And now I've read like 1.5 million people. So it's a way to make money. Like we make a bunch of money off our apartment that we have in Washington, D.C. just because we have an apartment. We put on Airbnb. And see, these platforms take care of everything. You don't have to worry about collecting money. You don't have to worry about insurance. You don't have to worry about marketing. They do it all. And it's amazing. And so now it's sort of like becoming a entrepreneur with training wheels or something like that. It's a great way. So now because you have a home, you have an extra room, you can make money. I mean, people are making $500 a month or whatever off an extra room. People are putting tents in their backyard even and renting that out. Actually, it's called Airbnb because people started with an air mattress in their living room renting that out. And so there's all ways to make money. Look at that. I got an article there about how to use it or how to be an Airbnb host, or how to get money. It costs you nothing to try. See, that's the other thing. None of this stuff now costs any money to try to make money at. That's what's neat. Most of these, schemes or whatever that were on the internet and everything, they wanted money from you. That's how they made money, was getting money from you. Here it costs nothing to try, and you only give them a small percent after you get the money, and they collect the money, they check out the money, they do all the hard nonsense stuff, that most of us don't like doing. And that's why this is growing so fast. Okay, another way, through pets. Pets is another way, and I'll show you how I do that. People make $1,000 a month or so extra because they have another puppy around or something like that for a few days, and because there's a growing business in the pet business. There's a website shows you how to do it, and just sign up and see what happens. If you have room, you don't have to be a house owner. You can be a renter or an apartment renter and do this. Make money from your parking space when you're not using it. That's right. Just park. People, space. I mean, you're like a Wall Street fat cat, making your money make money. So here you can make your assets make money. That's what's neat about it. Or here's one for pet lovers. There's more about pet lovers. Or have people over for dinner, right, and make money. People from out of town love to have local people, and this has now become a big business. So if you like cooking for people, you can make money at it. Have friends over for dinner. It's not thousands of people like, a bus drives up to your house, a nice couple or two couples from from somewhere you never heard of, have dinner with you, and they're happy to spend money. That's it. Now here's another thing, is crowdfunding. That's another thing, to make money. And I'll show you soon in real estate, but it's used for anything. This is now one of the biggest things. That's up to $34 billion or whatever they're giving out last year, and it costs nothing. You don't have to pay the money back. It's free to do. See, that's another thing. All this stuff is free. No income requirements, no credit check. You keep the money forever. No complicated business forms, no business plans, no lawyers, no accountants. All this stuff. When you go out and try to get money for doing anything, that's what you usually have to do. It's fast, and there's no fat cat gatekeepers. Nobody's say, well, you can't do this. Nobody's going to buy this. It doesn't matter. You go on the crowds, and the crowds tell you, and it costs nothing to do that. So for sure, and you don't do it until they give you the money. Now I have a video there shows you how to set up a website. You have to remember it costs nothing. Some of these websites only take 20, 30 minutes to do. I have samples of people do this, startup money. They get like $500,000, and they don't even need a product. No product. Hey, I'm going to do this. You guys interested? And if they say yes, they give money, and then you collect enough money. Okay, I got enough to do it now. I'll come back next year, send you the product. Well, that's crazy, isn't it? I mean, would you go to Macy's and have them walk in, here's money, I'll come back next year and pick up the product? That's what people are doing on the internet. Why? Doesn't matter why, it's there. You're looking for a way to survive. This is a tool. These are all tools now in our society. There's dozens of people here. I show you my videos here. So I've interviewed like 700 people have done this. Also now you could use it for buying a home too, crowdfunding money. Now here I have some articles. What I did is I took articles that are out there that I reviewed and everything. They seem a good place to understand how to do it. For buying a property, fixing up property, and things like that, how doing it. Then I show you websites that are just for that. I mean, the major websites, if you heard of like Indiegogo or GoFundMe and places like that, they're not specific for housing. But these that I show you are for housing. So that's sort of interesting. You try both. I don't know what works. Nobody knows what works. You can ask all the advice you want, and until you try it, you really don't know. Okay. And also for investments. People want to flip homes. That's a big idea nowadays. Well, crowdfunding you could use for that. People are doing that now. Even the big time, flippers or whatever. Flippers. Wasn't that a TV show or something? Or whatever. And they're using it because it's a new way, it's a faster way, it's a better way, it's a fun way to get the money you need instead of talking to some stuffy banker, and that's what I have a video of a woman who runs one of these sites, that people use for flipping houses and things like that. A couple articles and then I show you other websites that do that. Now another thing that people really meetups are very popular now. That people get together in groups and talk about stuff or whatever. Well, now you go to any city. I mean, there's 100. They're like AA meetings, but they're for everything. I mean, you go down. I did it for your city. I did one, and you just put in like business and careers or something, and you'll see dozens and dozens, depending on the city, how many there are. And find one for real estate investors. There'll be one, there'll be two, there'll be a dozen, there'll be 20, there'll be 50, or whatever. and just show up. It costs $20 for a cheap meal or something like that, and that's it. But you find other real estate investors. If you don't know about this stuff, what you're probably doing is going online and searching Google, and looking for how to invest in real estate or something, and you'll get some huckster like me who will try to sell you something, and you don't have to do that, And why? Because then it's painful. It costs a lot of money. They have courses now, thousands of dollars worth. Donald Trump was selling them for like $20,000 or something, how to invest in real estate. You go to a meetup. And actually, by the way, he started his whole empire with a government property in Cincinnati. Yeah, the ones I showed you about earlier. And so you could go to these groups and find out how other people are doing it. Then you have a friend who's in the business, who's doing it, other people like that could help you know exactly what's going on in your area, because they probably already tried it and failed. So that's a better way to learn, than spending thousands of dollars on some course or whatever, and who the hell knows what you get. Trump's getting sued like hell out of these things. All that. I was involved and I saw all this stuff happening, all these get-rich-quick schemes. It just takes effort, and the knowledge is there. And it's just putting it to work and trying and trying and trying. Oh, here's another thing. It's fat cats, angels. And you could go, what's neat about the internet too is that it's getting everybody in a barrel. So all these fat cats that are out there want to invest in stuff, they're now all online. They're looking most of these websites I'll show you, like angels.co, they're looking for companies or techie stuff or some kind of small business going. But real estate, I'm sure they'd be interested. You got to find somebody. But at least you have, like here, for your state, there's over there's 4,000 or 5,000 people in your state, fat cats, interested in investing in ideas. They're right there. Wow. All their contact information is there. Before, when I was growing up, you had to belong to the country club or something like that to find help like this, or get in touch with these people, or beat on them, or whatever it is. And there's other websites that have similar kind of thing. And then here's what I put in. This is where government offices that, well, they don't give out money, but they can get your money back. Because so many people get screwed nowadays. People who don't treat you right and stuff like that. Or you don't know your rights, and everybody thinks you have to spend $500 an hour or $200 an hour, whatever lawyers cost anymore, and to get justice, but you don't. You could get the best attorneys in the world to work for you for free. You just have to learn the system, and they're there, and they have to fight for you. That's what they're there for, because they regulate that industry. So it's the cops. See, every business, everybody has cops that they have to report to, and you find those cops, and they come down, and even if you, the customer, are wrong, they have to investigate anyway. So that's what's neat. So you have power in the system this way. Otherwise, if you don't know about this, you have no power to me, because you have to spend $500, $1,000, $2,000 on a lawyer to get back at somebody, because they'll just say no, I'm sorry, or whatever, and get a letter from their lawyer, and their lawyers, even if you get your lawyers, are going to be better than your lawyer. They do this all the time, but nobody's good. It's sort of like you getting a letter from the IRS that you owe them $75. Well, even if the IRS is wrong, you probably pay them, right? Just to get it off your back. Well, for business, it's the same way. The insurance company gets a letter that they owe you $500, or you say they owe them $500. It's cheaper to pay you the $500 than to talk to that bureaucracy for the next 3 months or whatever the hell it is, and possibly lose and be fined or be thrown out of business. They have too much to lose by screwing with the government. It's easier to pay you off. So banks are that way, real estate brokers are that way, insurance companies are that way, even lawyers. There's even a pot of money, in your state capital for lawyers who ran off with your money. So we all that. And then how to check for any professional. And then also there's a national bill with the Federal Trade Commission that you could get, if bill collectors don't treat you nicely, you could get $1,000 from them. That's right, get $1,000 for them. I show you how to do that. It's something you could threaten from, when they say, hey, do you know you're violating the law? Here's the law, look it up. And here's what I'm going to pursue. And then I show you how to get free research help on anything. Google is a problem. It's good, it handles a lot of stuff, but you really have to know exactly what you're looking for. Like up earlier, we talked about, you put in mortgage debt, and you'll get 170 million websites or whatever, and that's why it's just overwhelming. You don't know exactly what to ask for. Now, it's great if you know what to ask for. You're looking for Matthew Lesko. Then you could find everybody like me. But if you're looking for money to solve a problem and you do that, then Matthew Lesko will probably find you, because if I spend a lot of money on Google, I want to find people who have that question. And I'm going to spend a lot of money on Google because I know I can maybe get money from you. See, and that's what Google's all about. If it's a place to spend money. If you want to spend money doing something, Google, because everybody who wants to get money from you spends a lot of time and energy and money trying to figure out Google, how to make sure you see them when you go to Google. So that's what those first two videos are all about. And then I told you about 211org, the organization I list up above. These are wonderful, because this is a database of all nonprofit and government offices that solve problems. So nobody in their database will charge you a penny. Wow. And I call them the second best in the world, because I feel I'm the best because I'll show you a lot more because I understand more of these things than they do. But this is a wonderful source, and I turn to it finding something and checking things. So even on reports, if I miss something or whatever, they don't have a lot of stuff I have, because I somehow have a knack of taking something that they give and they don't see how it can be used for some reason, like houses for $1. They used to call it the Urban Homesteading Act. So if you saw Urban Homesteading Act, you would know what the hell it was, right? It's a house for $1, right? So, okay, your local library, people don't forget about that. That's wonderful. They'll do research for you. They know experts, particularly local sources for money and help. And then your elected official. Watch this video there we have on how to use your elected official, because they are the most important source that we all have, and they'll work for you for free. They want to do this for free, because if they help you with something, you'll vote for them no matter what they do. They get caught with their hand in a cookie jar, and as long as they got you a $50,000 grant or something, you'll still vote for them probably. And they know that. This is why they stay in business. All their staff is aimed at doing favors for constituents, people like you who are going to vote. And they want to do that. And they have special access to government offices that you and I don't. You and I have to go in the front door. These people have a backdoor phone number to call, because the government office gets paid from the congressmen and senators, the elected officials. That's where they get their money. They don't get it from us. We give it to the government, and then Congress decides how to spend it. So that's why they keep everybody in Congress happy. So they'll answer a question and solve the problem a lot faster from them than they will you or me. That's just the way the world works. May not be right, may not be justice or whatever, but that's what it is. And it's a system. We all have access to it, no matter who we are in this country. And that's what I'm trying to do, is make sure everybody knows what's available and how to use it. Because if you don't, you're going to go on Google and think that's reality when it's not. Man, there's so much there for us all if we just start using it.